A shock for World Rugby as the former Wales and Lions captain Sam Warburton says injury has forced him to retire at the age of 29.
Former Wales captain Sam Warburton shocks the rugby world. He's retiring at the age of 29.
He's up there with the all-time greats of Welsh rugby, British and Irish Lions rugby. You know, the captain a British and Irish Lions tour twice, and to be undefeated is a phenomenal achievement.
Last Sunday I got a text from Warby saying that he had some personal things going on and he wouldn't be in at training on the Monday. So we spoke on Monday, organised a meeting for him on Tuesday morning. I got to sort of think that it's going to be something quite serious, so he was worried that he'd be letting myself down and the Cardiff Blues fans down, and his obviously fellow players. So we decided it was best for him to come in and speak to the players himself personally. So he explained exactly how he was feeling. He just knew that his body wasn't right. It hadn't been right for quite a while. He couldn't get back to where he really wanted to be. The boys appreciated him coming in, and he's always going to have our support. He's someone who'll be in and around the club for the rest of the season. As he said in the meeting to the boys, he said he hasn't died. He's just moving on, and from a one club man, he's just going to make sure that he supports us on and off the field going forward. Yeah, we're back row is a position, particularly number 7. Obviously, Ellis Jenkins as captain Wales. Josh Navidi has played there. Ollie Robinson came on and had a starring role in the cup final win.
Yeah, so this week's we've labelled Hell Week. The idea of Hell Week is that it's just taking the boys to a bit of an uncomfortable position, but we're also introducing some contact work, and it's certainly 4 days in now, and the boys have been responding well. It's been good to see, and it's been great that we've also now got a full-time chef on board, Tony, and he's already been suggested as being a nomination for the Player of the Year already, so it's been great to see that we're kicking on in a lot of areas. And in this period we've used, certainly from condition aspect, a lot of small-sided games, keeping it as close to rugby specific condition as we can. We've got some good friendlies against Leicester and Exeter, and the squad's just chomping at the bit now, ready to get into the games.
Yeah, it was the first time I've been involved where our season hasn't finished on sort of the last league game. We still had stuff to play. For. Obviously, with the semi-final and the final of the Challenge Cup, and it raises everyone's game. Especially when you're winning games, it's always easier when you're winning. But I just felt we were enjoying coming to training, and when you've got those big games, that's what you train for. That's why you train hard. So every week, every year, for the last couple of years, and to give ourselves an opportunity to play in those games was fun, and it's something that we've sort of had a taste of now. It would have been nice to make the playoffs. We had such a good second half of the season, but the start of the season we had last year, it was. We did so well at the end of the season, but it was still too much of a climb for us. So the challenge for us is to start a lot better than we have in the last couple of years, and make sure that we're not out of sight, and we can keep pushing for the playoffs come the business end of the season. I suppose I felt really good coming off summer tour, and then felt I had a really good pre-season. Sort of felt like I was the best, physically the best shape I've been in for a long time, and then to get injured in the first pre-season game was tough, really. Obviously, sort of setback. First half of the season on the sideline, and just trying to strengthen up my hamstring again was, especially watching the boys is always tough. But then it was really good. Then got back on the pitch, and sort of played pretty much every weekend after that. Then I wanted to get back with enough time to just sort of try and make the Six Nations squad, and I did that, and obviously my Six Nations debut as well then, off the bench against Italy was nice, and to finish the season in the fashion we did was really good for us. And the challenge for us now is to build on that, There's been a lot of change within the coaching staff this summer. Our squad remains, mostly the same, and it's our challenge to sort of build on last year and keep pushing forward. It was a big honour. It was more of a surprise than anything else. It was just so once you it sinks in, and I spoke to Corey about it a bit, and we were both in agreement that nothing that I suppose you have a bit more responsibility, but nothing that we do changes. You're still trying to be you're still trying to make sure that your performance is as good as possible on the pitch, and I suppose you've got a bit, like I said, a bit more responsibility when it comes to decision making and stuff like that. But we enjoyed it. We roomed together. We became a bit of a running joke that we did everything together. We sort of trained together, ate together. We shared a bed one night as well, which was fun after the first test in Argentina. I'll let him tell you more about that, but it was good fun.
One of the things I want to quickly talk about is our leadership group. That leadership is not always going to be vertical, it's about horizontal, having more leaders throughout the group, and to make sure that we cover off some of the younger guys coming through, that we can give the younger group a voice within our team. So to add to the leadership group, which remains the same, so the same guys are still in it, Owen Lane and Gareth Smith will join that group. So particularly for those young guys. One of the other changes with the leadership will be with our captain. I've spoken to Melon about this previously. His role within the group does not change. He's still one of the central figures we need here to make sure that we keep working hard. But our captain for this year will be Ellis Jenkins.
Just a couple of things for me, really, boys. As we spoke about, we just want to build on what we had towards the end of last season. Obviously, we're in the Champions Cup this year, so we need to improve. Yeah, obviously, we went a long way to the second half of last season, and we need to make sure we keep building on that. We can't afford to start again. So let's make sure we're helping out around the place there. Make sure we're not leaving Mikey at 4 o'clock and pick up bags off the field. Make sure we're all helping out. That's not just the youngsters as well, but obviously the academy boys will have a role in that. But let's make sure we're all chipping in. The last thing for me, boys, is let's just have some fun. Yeah, that's what it was all about last year. Enjoying each other's company in the building and outside of training, and everyone speaks really about sort of end of last season how our sort of culture and how well we got on showing games. It's just about building that for me. So I'm looking forward to joining you on the pitch soon. Looks like you're all working hard. So that's it from me, boys.
I've captained the Blues a lot over the last couple of years. When boys are away on Welsh duty or when they've been injured, so it's something that I'm sort of used to, but it's not like with us, especially last year we really sort of developed a leadership group that everything becomes sort of group decisions. I mean, one person's opinion won't always be right, so it's important that I've got a lot of trust in the boys, and obviously I've still got Mel in here as well, who'll be in my ear plenty, but same as I've done for him for the last couple of years. We talk about things, and you sort of come to decisions together with different points of view, and that's sort of what we need to continue to do. We've got too much experience. Obviously with Gethin's experience, Blaine Scully, Captain America. You've got other boys who've captained Wales and captained the Blues. So there's lots of experience of leadership here, and I'll be sort of just trying to carry on business as usual from last year. Really, it's just about not trying to change the record. You're just trying to do what you do, and you can't really as captain you need to have the respect of your players, and it's tough to do that. Well, you can't do that if your performances aren't outstanding from week to week. So in training and in games. So that's what I'll be trying to do. As always, really, is just trying to play as well as I can, train as well as I can, and I'll have some decisions to make, but I'll be I got a lot of trust in the other boys around me to help me with those decisions, and they'll be making decisions themselves as well. You know, you look at Navs was, he's been our best player for the last couple of years. He got injured in the final, and Ollie came on as man of the match. So it's that's the challenge. Like I said, is, being captain, you've got to make sure first and foremost your performances are excellent, and that will warrant you getting picked. But if you don't do it being captain, I've always said if the captain doesn't, if someone's playing better, they should play. And there's other boys who could be match day captain. It's good for us. I think it shows our performances last season, that the pressure we put on each other and learning off each other in training was sort of spurring us on to be better. We've been Challenge Cup for the last couple of years, and it'll be our first season back in the Champions Cup for I think 3 or 4 years. So it's obviously a bigger, the quality of teams overall goes up. But like we said in the meetings, we're not here to make up the numbers. We're not happy with we qualified for the Champions Cup. That's sort of that's done, and now we're looking forward to getting a good run in the league and in Europe. So we're not going into the games just happy to be there. We're going in there to perform as well as we can, and get the performances and get the results.